guys, welcome to the studio. This is Mary again. I am coming to you today with a little bit of a dilemma. So the past couple years we have been doing lots of road trips. So my art packing has not been the most condensed, let's call it that way. But we are getting ready to go on a vacation in a couple weeks, and we will be flying. And we've decided to only take carry-ons. So I am having to kind of pare down my travel art kit into what can fit in my carry-on and what I can get through security without losing. So I'm going to show you everything I've picked out today, and then I'm hoping that as I talk through stuff, I will be able to let a few things go. So when I pack, this is my main travel kit. This is just it's actually a bag that I believe some sheets came in, and I just repurposed it and added some art to it. But I like it because it has a couple little snaps, and it's actually a fairly good size, so I can fit quite a few things in there. And it's like a fabric, so it's a sturdy bag, and I don't have to worry about it ripping. So let's see all the things that I have jammed in here at the moment. So again, when you're in the car, you can be like, oh, well, I'll just grab this too. Oh, I'll grab this too. I'll grab this too. So I've been doing that for a couple years. I even had one vacation where I took my sewing machine with me. So I am not a minimalist packer in any regards. So let's go over some of like basics. So because I'm doing carry-on and I need scissors, I did double check that they have to be less than 4 inches on the cutting surface. So I have this one pair of little travel scissors that I like to keep. And then I also, in another bag, did grab a pair of like children's scissors. I don't like to take my expensive scissors if I can avoid it, even if they're smaller, because I always worry that there's going to be that one TSA agent who's like, oh no, you can't have those, and he's going to toss them in the trash, and then I'm going to lose my Tim Holtz scissors or whatever. So I always take scissors that if I lose them, I won't be crying in the line at security. So I have my scissors. I have one of these little pop-up cups for water. A lot of the times I don't need it, but it's nice to have like on the plane before they start coming around if you have something to throw some water in. And honestly, a lot of times I don't even open it all the way up. I just use this little surface that's at the bottom that's folded up. And then I have a little sample of brush cleaner that I like to take with me because it fits right in there. My scissors, and then I have just a regular eraser because I usually always bring pencils and things like that when I travel on the plane. So this is a bag that I am pretty sure needs to be pared down. So as you can see already, I have 2 pencil sharpeners, which I'm not sure why I would need 2. And then these are all of my, if I could take everything that I wanted, this is what I would take. So let's move these journals. Basically, I think I should have the rule that if it doesn't fit on this desk, then I shouldn't be allowed to take it. So let's see what we have here. I'm going to kind of separate out. I have a ton of brushes in here. And I'm pretty sure I don't need all these. And not even pretty sure. I am definitely sure I don't need all of these brushes. So I'm thinking of taking my watercolor set, but I'm still deciding between my full-size watercolor set or making a little mini travel palette. So that kind of decides which brushes I'll need. So I'm taking this journal, which is, it's a Tomoe River paper, but I like to watercolor, and as you can see, just kind of collage bits and pieces during the day in it. So I want to be able to do some watercolor, but I'm thinking I don't need that big brush. These two are pretty similar size, so I think I'll just take the shorter one because it'll fit in the bag easier. And then these little tiny ones, let's see, do I really need two that close in size? Should I take, I think I'll take this more like chisel pointed one in case there's any blocks that I want, or do I want this one? Okay, I'll take those two. No, I'm going to take the smaller one because if I want to make any lines, that would be a great one. And I think that's it. Okay, so look, I've already gotten rid of that much. Put those over on the side and put those away later. So I'm down to just these 4 brushes. Now let me think again, because I was planning on taking a water brush. So if I'm taking a water brush, I don't think I need this one because that's about the size of my water brush. So I think I'm going to get away with 3 brushes. So let's grab my little bag and I'll toss my brushes in there. Now let's look at this. Some of these are watercolor pencils. And I have some pens and some more pens, Stabilo pencil, a graphite pencil, and a Blackwing pencil, and a random letter that made its way into the bag. Because everybody needs to travel with their letters. So these are Derwent Graphitint. So they're water soluble. And I don't really have a lot of warms in these. But. I'm thinking these might be nice. I have high hopes of sitting in the town square and sketching what I see. So I think I'm going to take these because I think these would be nice if I do washes of watercolor to come over with details. Now, pens. I do not need all of these. And I'm going to, right away, I'm going to take these away. They're not that they're bad. I just don't absolutely love them. So I'm not going to travel with them. So I'll throw those in my cart. Now we come for the Winsor Newton fine liners, which are some of my favorites. But let's pick out the sizes that I think I will actually use. So this 1 point is a nice bold one. So I do want to take that one. I think a 0.5 is right in the middle. And then, do I want to take my 0.05? Let's just see. Oh yeah, I think I like that one. The next smallest I have is a 0.3. No. Alright, so I'm going to take those 3 with me. And these can go back in their little home. So look at how much I've already pared down. This is what I like to do. I like to put like all the things that I think I would like to have in a bag and then start to piece it out. So I need a pencil. So my Blackwing is going in there. Now, as far as a graphite pencil or a Stabilo All, I am always going to lean to a Stabilo All because I just love the way that it moves with water. So that one is going, and this one is going to stay home with its friends. So nice little bag that was pretty full that is not anymore. Now, as far as pencil sharpeners, when I look at the pencils that I'm taking, I don't have any of these large pencils to sharpen, so I'm going to leave that one at home and just take this tiny one with me. Now, I did have some of these woodies pulled out. I already grabbed a black Stabilo, which is somewhat similar to this one, so I am going to leave this one at home. Will I use these more than the Derwent Graphitint? I don't believe so. So I think all of my woodies are going to stay at home. Now these little bags have this little pocket at the front. And one thing that I like to do is to take my business card and just tuck it in the front. I actually think I'm going to have to trim this one a little bit. The pocket's a little smaller. And just slide it in there. Then if for some reason they start opening my bag, I don't know, it makes it seem like I'm more official if my business card's on the front. So I think this is it for pencils and pens at the moment. And you know what? I can slip my scissors, my eraser, and probably even, no, I'm not going to jam that in there. But I can fit a lot of that in there. So this can be kind of my tool bag too. So we'll set that one to the side. So now let's talk about wet media. I grabbed a couple of glue sticks and some tacky glue, as well as some Posca markers. So I have these in a separate bag because when I go through security, I find that these things get read as liquid. So I go ahead and I just put them in a clear bag like I would my shampoo and things. And then I throw it through security that way. And I usually have better luck. So do I really need tacky glue to go with my journal? No, I think a glue stick will be fine. Do I need 3 glue sticks? Probably. There's some things that I will pare down and others that I won't. So let's get to markers. So I grabbed a black Permapack marker. But now that I'm thinking about it, I probably won't use it in that journal because I don't like how it writes on the paper. So am I going to use any of these? Let's set these to the side for a second because let's talk about journals and what I'm thinking about taking. So I've already said I'm taking this journal that I can do watercolor in. So that is a definite. And then I have these others. So first of all, we're going to Mexico and it feels wrong to not take my Frida journal to Mexico. I haven't actually done anything in this because I love the cover so much. But maybe this is the time that I can, maybe this is my sit in the town square and sketch, even though I don't love the colored paper. But I feel like I need to take Frida, and she's tiny. I mean, she's really thin. So then I was thinking of taking this book, which I found recently when I cleaned out my studio. It's a collage book that I had used for a 100-day project a couple years ago, and I still have some pages left in it. So I thought, oh, that would be fun to take and just, you know, take a bag of bits and pieces and work on some of these. In the same idea, I have this deck of cards book, which I've been working on, that I could glue into. But do I really need 2 things to glue into? I think not. So let's put this one to stay at home. Now this one is a magazine that I've cut in half. And in the past, I've worked on these by folding the pages over, doubling them over, and then using collage on top of it. So I just said I don't need 2 collage books, but do I need this one? Or could I just use Frida if I wanted to do more collage? I think that's what I'm going to do. So I think the half magazine is also staying at home. Wow. I have pared down a lot more than I was expecting to. So 3 journals. So now that I see these journals, the only one that I would use the Posca markers in is this collage journal. And do I really need them? You know what? I am going to allow myself one. I'm just going to take this hot pink one. And that can be like my accent. But I want a white one. Okay, hot pink and white. That's all I'm taking. All right. So like I said, this is my wet bag. So what I do is I will just grab another business card and I will slide it in the front there along with that one. Now watercolor. I have this palette that is the one I use most often, and it's not humongous. So I'm thinking that maybe I would just take this. But I have a small addiction to small palettes, and I have a collection in here that I haven't even loaded yet. This one can be a little ring that you can wear on your finger. Look at that. With the 6 little wells. And then you have a little area for mixing. And you could just sit in the park. I could, you know, grab my little brush. This is all a very romantic idea of painting. But how cute is that? Should I take that one? I could just throw it, you know, if we were going hiking one day or something, I could just grab this. And but now I need a tiny watercolor journal. If you have a tiny palette, you need a tiny watercolor journal. So does that work? I also have this one, which I haven't loaded yet, other than one color, that has all these little tiny wells. And then it also has this larger mixing area. Plus, I really like it. If I do take this one, I could eliminate this water cup because either the top or the bottom of the tins can become your water. So if I decide to take this, I could eliminate that. Golly. There's so many decisions. And then the question is, if I fill this, will I have the time to do my card with each paint before I leave? Probably not. So do I want to just go willy-nilly and fill up my paints? Or do I just want to take my big one? I think I am leaning towards taking my big one, not this one. This one is also a small one. But if I'm going to take a small one, I really want to take that ring. That's really cute. The only question is, do then I grab a small watercolor journal? I can't decide. So I'm going to leave this one out so I can think about it. I do need this cup because I'm not taking. So let's grab that bag that I started with. And let's see how less full it is now. So starting with my journals, and slide those in. My watercolors are next. Then I have bag with my pencils, this little journal, my water cup. This bag will stay out because it'll need to go through security separate. So now let's talk about two other things I have sitting out. I said I'm taking that collage journal, so what am I going to collage with? Yes, I could wander around the street and I could find stuff, but I do have a lot of stuff. So first thing I'm going to do, in this bag I had the crazy idea that I was also going to work on fabric while I was there. This is all fabric scraps and a little fabric project I was working on. I have now decided that is crazy. Because I'm either going to be riding in the car, sitting at the square. I don't think I want to tackle fabric. So I have a bag here of very random scraps. I really just kind of reached into one of my bins and just started grabbing handfuls. So I don't know completely everything that I have in here, which is kind of the way I like it. I can see like I even have some leftover packaging, but you never know. You never know. Some dyed paper. Yeah, I have like all kinds of, plus I have some of my watercolor doodles. And then these are the little kid scissors I told you about. So I'll keep those tucked in there. I'm thinking this isn't that big of a bag. Washi tape. Did I want to take washi tape? Which one? If I was going to take a washi tape, which one would I take? I'm actually thinking this white one with just the script. That might be a good one because it's a nice neutral. I don't think I'm going to take that brown map one. I want this hot pink now. 2 washi tapes should be enough. So if I take this light blue one and this one with the script, I think that's enough. So let's throw these in this bag along with the collage scraps. All right, so now I have that bag. I'm up to 2 bags. Now the last question. Do I bring my color pencils? Do I bring some of my color pencils? Maybe I don't need all of them. Do I? I'm bringing those Derwent Graphitint pencils that we put in here that are mostly cool colors. So what if I were to grab a few warm colors of Prismacolor, take those? I think that should be the plan. So let me just grab a few colors that I think I would use. There's 8. I think that's good. Will they fit in here? I think. Yes. And then I am going to bring a blending stump just to make my life a little easier. Oh look, there's another pencil sharpener. I already have an eraser, but now I'm thinking I should take my Prismacolor eraser instead, since I'm taking my Prismacolor pencils. And then just one quick check, are there any of these that I absolutely love that I don't have? The Graphitints, I have greens. I have like a purple. You know what, I'm gonna take, I'm predicting a little bit of sky work, so I'm gonna take extra shades of blue. And One more. That's it. That's it. No more. No more. No more. Gold. I'm taking gold. I don't have anything gold. And this bag is still not full, so I'm doing okay. So that is what I'm taking for Prismacolors. So let's take a look at what we have. We have that bag with pens and pencils and a few brushes. The collage bag. This main supply bag. And my wet bag. I think I can do that. I think I can fit this. So I have to think about what I want to work on the plane. Well, I'll have everything with me. I should just put everything in the bag that I'm gonna put under my seat. And this is what I'm gonna do on the plane because we have about a 6-hour flight. So the only thing I have left to decide is, am I taking the rig palette? So I have to think about that before we leave. And you'll find out if I post pictures of me sitting in the town square, sketching and watercoloring with my little ring palette. So I hope I gave you some ideas for packing when you're trying to scale down. I know my version of scale down is probably a little different than some of you. But believe me, this is super scaled down for me. So, hope you guys have a great day. Happy arting.